Hello.
It's time.
Hello.
Are you ready? Let's get ready.
I'm
Ready.
ready.
Are those the recap names or the names of the characters?
That is recap.
Alright. I love it. I love the recap title. So you blast a planet. Yep, sure did.
We only classed a part of it. By percentage, it's not even that big. It just so happens to be a giant fuck-off crater bigger than anything the natives have ever seen generated in such a short amount of time.
It just happens to be a subcontinent.
It wasn't even a whole
And-
subcontinent. It was just one valley.
This is the current title.
We really need to start just carrying handcuffs with us. You know, it wouldn't surprise me if Dog did, because he is part of the security team, but yeah, no, at the very least, though, the shuttle should, our shuttle should have some rope to, you know, from the appropriate survival crash kit to tie them up with. How is it that Shibari became a theme in this campaign?
Oh, it's always a theme in every campaign.
Because literally first session we Shibari'd a Mirai.
Yeah.
And then we Shibari'd one of the native raiders. And then
And then handed them
Shibari.
over to...
I love that now we're just using Shibari as a verb for tie people up. Even though we are not
It's literally a verb. It means to tie.
Yeah,
Oh
and,
my-
I mean, just because some of us are more intricate in our restraints than others.
Yeah,
doesn't
Dog
mean-
is admittedly, his is a little more, just hog tie them. But
And we have Buyer CCU, just give everybody the god damn it's called.
the hug.
G training.
The what?
They just they pick the person up and just kinda have the handle spin. So this kinda going round.
Oh, and shatter their bones. You're definitely the good guys.
Listen,
That's how you
he's-
kill
he's a
people.
good guy. Carl, that's killing people.
Hey.
It's the
I think
reaction
we're all
every
old
time.
enough. I think
I
we're
mean-
all old enough to get that joke.
I was gonna say I'm definitely dating myself, but you don't.
I get that joke, but I never actually watched it.
It's amusing enough, but it's very dated as well.
It's dated. It is a very dated millennial brain rot. That's what it is.
You can tell exactly what time period it came from the content that it put out.
Yep, it's post Badger, but which is also an even more dated millennial brain rot.
Badger.
Right into the salad pictures, awful cringe.
I did see an episode of Salad Fingers.
Yeah, apparently there's a whole story behind all of that, and I don't care to go back and watch it.
Yeah, it's fair.
Game or Matt Pat, whichever channel theory he had, did a deep dive on it. When I found out the context of it, it's like that shit gets a little too real for my own life, and it's like, oh, okay, I don't need to go back and watch the full version of this. Then I guess. Let's see.
Yeah, I never watched Salad Fingers. I have no interest in watching Salad Fingers.
Yeah.
I don't even go back and watch Llamas with Hats.
I don't either.
I mean,
I
I
just am content to have seen it and never need to again.
yeah, I watch the Badger song occasionally, and the one that's Badger, mushroom, yeah. And occasionally Banana Phone, and that's most of the stuff that's from.
Oh my god, Banana Phone is the one I will go back to for sure, because that one is funny.
Yeah,
Don't know that one.
Oh, let me find that one, because actually, I'll send it to you after this game, because it's an earworm. That's the point.
Yeah. And then my preferred brain rot from my college days is Seagulls. Stop it now, bad lip reading.
Oh, I do love bad lip readings.
Yep, it's bad lip reading of Yoda, and it is delightful brain rot, and I can still sing it mostly from memory. One of the few videos of me dancing is, in fact, to that song.
I don't know what's going on with YouTube right now either, but whenever I try and type something into search, it always crashes the first one, and then I have to do it again, and it's really annoying. Where's the original link for bullshit extra stuff? Alright, dude, don't watch this now, but definitely watch it when we're done. So, we should get started. Hi, I'm Rin. I'm going to be playing Professor, Doctor, Chief Medical Scientist, and apparently a diplomat now, Rinus LaRusio. Folks who are sneaking in here from Paradise RP, you may notice that this is actually the same Rinus, just in space. She has a horrible French accent as well, but she doesn't deal drugs to people, so it's fine. Also, hi and welcome. I know you can't talk in the chat yet because of the verification stuff. I'm looking into it. There hasn't been any of those harassing things in a while, so I might turn it off. Anyways, that's me. I'm going to kick it to Captain.
Firstly, I'd like to say that it is. I think the right word for Rindis not dealing drugs is yet.
Yeah, I mean, I could sell them to the locals, but I don't think I should.
I think that would be a little hard to avoid the notice of the less morally gray members of the party.
You did make a nerve toxin.
I did make a neurotoxin, that's true.
Yeah. Admittedly, it's a highly targeted one that only affects a single species of really, really bad things, so
That you know of.
But hi.
We chose not to go with the pirate route. If we had gone with the pirates, I probably would have made drugs to weaken the locals so that we could take over the planet. But
Wow.
that's a different timeline. We didn't go down there.
Oh, that's a different campaign. No, this is the one. This is the one where your security guy has. It's weird where the stick applies, but when the stick applies, there is a stick up his ass. But yes, hi. I am in fact playing said security guy. I'm Captain Carrion, also known as John. I am playing Douglas Dog Crowley, retired submarine sergeant and security specialist for this expedition, and presently rather beat up in a crashed shuttle with a pirate who may or may not be that badly beat up.
Apparently, you might be on that one, but on the intro page, your token is token on there. Let me fix that for you, because we got you that nice
Mm-hmm.
Yep. You will look at it, you will look at his picture, dear chat, and you will go, yep, that is exactly what I was expecting out of that description. This looks like a man.
It's not far off either, but it's just a nicer picture.
Yeah. He has been wearing the same duty cap for 30 years. That thing is practically glued to his head, and you will pry it off of his cold, dead scalp.
I'm still just impressed that he's got all the bitches tripping over themselves.
I mean, he's big, he's strong, and he
He's
has
a male
the
that can
stamina to
fight.
do what they want, so, you know.
Yeah, no, they're not saying that it's strange, it's just, yep, that's
And every 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 new person you meet on this planet is like, oh, what a fine specimen you own.
And then, which it's lucky, one of these days we're gonna wind up with an intern tagging along, and Dog is just going to have to do so much to keep the poor intern safe.
What are you doing, intern? It's like, oh, they said they wanted to. No, intern, we don't do that. We don't do that here, despite their efforts. You want to become property? That's how you become property. Stop.
No. Dr. LaRuccio, you are not allowed to trade the interns for concubines.
First of all,
I do as I please with my interns. Thank you. That's not true.
The interns work for the Trinity. You work for the Trinity. You have to follow these rules.
Look,
I know you're good at breaking the others, but this is the one you don't get to.
Have an
I mean, those
ability
interns-
specifically for breaking red tape. You can't stop me.
What amount of red tape would prevent somebody from?
enough
I
red
just,
tape.
I
that
love
can
the implication
physically
of
impede.
that there is in fact enough bureaucratic work you could do to sell an intern.
I'm sure it is.
This red tape can't stop me. I can just move around it like this.
Red tape can't stop me. I don't know how to read.
Red tape can't stop me. I have scissors.
Dog's page should officially update.
Yeah.
Yay! Artwork by that art jack.
I'm pretty sure he's also the oldest member of the party, and if I remember right, about the aging of the different species, actually about the same age as the other two combined.
I was gonna say, how old is he?
He's somewhere in his very late 40s or early 50s.
Okay, yeah, you got Renda's meat. She's late 30s.
Yeah. Okay, so
Myers,
not
20
combined.
something.
Okay.
So yeah,
So-
you could be very close combined because she's 20 something.
Yeah, no, he's probably a little shy of both of them combined, but he's still significantly older than either of them. I mean, he did spend he was a career soldier who, or rather career Marine, who retired to get married. And got widowed and became a security specialist on an expedition, or it's like, so yeah, he's the security specialist, not for everyday things, but for when shit goes really tits up, because, he's not trained in, like, investigation or de-escalation. He is trained in putting an entire magazine downrange into a tiny target from, half a continent away.
Speaking of tiny targets,
Yeah, speaking of tiny targets.
Everybody
Yes, I
introduce
should be
themselves?
popcorning.
Yeah, we should be popcorn.
I'm highly distractible. I apologize to everyone, especially the chat and Shay.
oh, you're fine.
So I guess I'm next to be popcorn too. Hi everybody, I am Duke93. I am playing Bayer Thule, the Thren pilot who currently is threatening a pirate with robot steppies.
And I'm Shay. I'm playing literally everybody and everything else. From the very upset organism that just learned what intelligence actually is, to the primitive natives attempting to bargain with the more advanced technological species. That being said, last time here, me being the Dreamweaver of this campaign of Change Stars, Recruit to Miq'to, last time you all had caught a group of pirates who were salvaging a escape pod that had gone off the radar, and and rather than allow them to leave with the goods, you were very insistent on taking them in. To which they said, "Fuck that noise," and a shootout promptly exploded. During the fight, you took down pretty much most of them, with a couple still alive. One of which has begun to come to. Another currently in the clutches of a CCU forklifter, and with Douglas jumping into their own shuttle to stop the pilot from escaping. Unfortunately, failing the intimidation to get them to set it down peacefully, and instead set it down violently. The shuttle now crash landed, not too terribly far, but far enough that you all are currently separated. I feel like for this, the scene kind of opens with the camera kind of panning across an area where we see just a trench of trees that have been pushed aside, adding a little bit of a buffer to the crash landing here. The shuttle, among the broken branches and flora, there's just flames burning. We see a very mobile bit of flora crawling away on fire into a small stream. And as the camera pans further, we see the shuttle itself. And when the camera cuts inside the shuttle, we see it is inoperable, more or less. It's not going to take flight. Inside, things are tossed about, anything that wasn't bolted or seatbelted in. Douglas, you had braced yourself. What does it look like as you pull yourself out from this debris?
Well, even though he had braced himself, he still got pretty battered around. As he's pulling out of the debris, he's actually beat up enough. He's pulling out the adrenaline shot from his from his combat webbing and is injecting it.
Okay. As you're doing that, you hear movement around nearby. Now, previously, the pilot had been secured in place. They had their seatbelt on, more or less. But when you look over, they are not there. Go ahead and give me a quick scrutiny.
All right, rolling to scrut.
Screw.
All right, that's 2 successes.
Okay. I'm gonna say with 2 successes. Actually, no, just because this is really fun. Okay. So, you look around, and in this scene, there's, you don't see the person in the, you don't see the person in the seat, and this is a little unnerving to you, because they were just there.
And they had a gun.
And they have a gun. And as you're looking around, you don't see them. You don't see them anywhere like in front of you. But when you look up, you see them kind of climbing along the ceiling of this vessel.
Welcome, new follower. Thank you.
Hello, welcome. And the manner in which they're crawling, because they are still facing you, there are tendrils coming out of their back.
Well,
I'm sure
That-
it'll be fine.
And they
Wow.
drop down right in front of you. And as they're reaching for you, you hear their voice come forward, and they just say, "Murder. Why?" And they are lunging for you. So, what are you doing in this moment?
they're lunging for him. He's basically sticking the gun in their nitzels and opening fire.
All right, I'm going to. I'm just going to use this turn order here. And I'm going to see where they fall. Where is my Oh, it's way up here.
Wait. And then do I need to roll initiative as well?
Unless you want to keep your old one.
I'd rather get a new one because dogs is usually better than that. Well,
Okay.
he has pretty solid initiative. He's just been rolling like shit.
They are still going before you.
Yeah.
You are not surprised, however. But they are going to. They know what your weapon can do. One of their hands and one of these tendrils wrap around quickly, trying to secure the weapon, or at the very least, keep it aimed away. So this is going to be a contested melee.
Contested melee. Okay, dog can do that.
They're gonna put.
I don't think dog can push.
No, and I'm gonna need a.
D6?
Ooh, this is D6, and you got 2 of them.
Yep.
Don't remember the top is good or bad.
I get
It's not as bad though.
6. All right.
Well,
Book, where are you? I was not expecting this so soon.
yeah. What was it? It was like page something. I say page something, and then I have forgotten.
It's under tests and rolls somewhere. Shocks. Here we are. Shocks.
Shocks. So it's a shock level, moderate shock. Page 67.
There's moderate, severe, and then traumatic. You're currently in severe.
Yep, moderate shock. That's right. Severe shock. Severe shocks.
6. There's more than 6 examples, but I usually go by like how bad it is, based on your roll. So, all right, I think this is actually very appropriate, and not super terrible, but as they reach for you, they're able to get a hold of the gun before you're able to level it in their direction. And as they do, you do not release the gun. You keep a hold of it, so they don't quite wrench it away. But as you're wrestling for it, the clip does get fired and is spent until you hear the gun clicking as you're still fighting for it. Both of you have a grip on the gun, and their other arm is coming towards your neck. That is their turn, but they are still shouting at you, "Why do you kill us?"
With his free hand, he is drawing his automatic pistol and he is going to we are going to have the first one of the campaign. He's going to draw his automatic pistol and edge break with his full successes on a ranged attack on a target within double the max range of the weapon, ignoring cover. In this case, it's, well, within the range of it. But I'm just gonna put the roll on that just so that we see what it is. So that, since he is edge breaking on it.
Is there any penalty for being in melee?
In this case, I don't think, I do not, let me double check that. But I don't think there would be in this case. Combat reactions. Cool. But since it's ranged, target is, and because he's firing it as a handgun, there is not a penalty for it being within that close.
Okay. Automatic does not have armor penetration, does it?
The automatic pistol does not have armor penetration, but in this case it's full success, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4,
That
5,
is
6,
13.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 damage.
Good
Oh.
to know.
How big of a hole did you just put it in?
An entire magazine point blank.
Did he low-key mutter its high noon to himself?
We will see what he mutters to himself here in about a second. Because
bring
he's
it
going to have to
down
roll
from-
5d6 and see how many of those no, sorry, he's essentially suffered, he has to roll, what was it? Resolve, edge breaking?
Resolve, yeah.
Let me look up edge breaking again. Roll F, edge break. Yep.
All right. In the meantime, I'm going to be doing some math. I need to check how much health the thingy had.
Yeah, because I've only edge braked a few times in Lee's test games, and I don't remember that because it's been too long.
I'm not gonna lie, that terminology always makes me giggle inwardly, just because it sounds weirder than it is.
What does?
Edge break.
Edge break. Ah!
Reggie finally broke. Unleash a lot of power. It's like,
At once. All right.
Okay, so I need to roll the edge break roll all of the edge dice, and every non-success. So I'm just gonna roll 5d6, and every non-success. Okay, so that's 4 non-successes counts toward a shock.
You got 4 shocks? You got
So
4
that would be
shocks.
that would be a big old traumatic shock.
Welcome. Thank you.
settle
Oh.
in, get comfortable.
All right. So as you edge break and completely end this bout of combat quicker than it began, this thing grabs your gun. The clip empties. You drop this gun. It hurls it aside and goes for your neck. As you pull the pistol out and just unload this magazine into it, there are spatterings of blood as you tear apart this thing's human suit. And as you do, the body kind of like slumps as it begins to die. And before it does, even as the eyes go dead, you hear the muscles in the mouth are still puppeted at least one last time. You hear, why do you murder us? And the body goes slack, and you notice as it slumps, as it falls to the ground, there's a kind of sickening splitting of skin as a little stalk kind of peels back from underneath the skin and armor. Just a little baby whatever of this thing is.
Ooh. Well,
But it seems to have lost all sense of sapience once its host died. Or once its host's brain is completely destroyed, I guess.
okay. And dog is, well, we're gonna have to deal with the relevance of the shock, which is he's gonna have us. We're gonna have to get into whatever trauma and or cope he has after this, which could readily take the form of
So, you've already slaughtered the nearest living or moving thing.
Yep.
Although... Alright, how bad do you want me to make this?
I just, one big thing is I don't want dog to end up shooting at our party members. Like, that really would get to me in a way.
Okay. Alright, so I feel like for your shock you're gonna shut down for a little bit and you're just kinda gonna stay in place.
Yep. Until he has, let me guess, until the successful resolve test.
I think so, but you're gonna be in place. There's currently no other danger. This thing has lost its host. It is just there. Whenever dog gets his senses back, I imagine you're going to kill it.
Probably, although he doesn't have any incendiaries on him at the moment.
There's burning branches nearby. I'm sure you can make do.
Yep. Priority 1 is going to be setting the damn thing on fire.
Alright. Yeah.
Or when he gets his shit back together, immediately call in, they're infected.
However, as the scene transitions, we see Dog just kind of like lean back and kind of take a moment to breathe at this encounter. As Dog is leaning back and just kind of resting there, the scene's going to cut back to up on the hill, where the original escape pod had been located. Now, most of we see a scene of the container that is still sealed, and the rest of them kind of like laying on the ground, groaning. A couple of them are just out cold. A couple are dead, and some are kind of like twitching on the ground from the shock stave. Fire, you have one of these guys dangling upside down in the CCU's claws. And Rindis, you notice that the one who seemed to be leading this bunch had begun to stir. It still looks like he's groggy, but he had lit a cigarette and taken breath of it before stamping it out. And he looks back and sees the shuttle is gone. And then looks back to you and says, what now? As he starts to reach to his belt and pulls out like a little canister there.
Make sure everyone is secure. We need to find where Doghead ended up.
I'm not quite sure I want to go with you.
No, why not?
What is Bayer and Rindus doing in this moment?
I asked him why he didn't want to go with us.
The pirate?
Yeah.
Oh.
He said he didn't want to go with us. I'm curious why.
Oh. He says, oh, the way I see it, your muscle just left.
So, Flyer's gonna turn to him.
And the guy dangling upside down, and he says, you gonna put the other guy down to deal with me?
I have 2 claws. Drops the other one next to him.
Does what?
That's like, you know the whole put a hand on somebody's shoulder?
Oh, you're gonna
Just-
try to reach for him?
Or just kind of hold it up as like, I don't need both to deal with you.
And he's gonna say, yeah, you may wish you had both. And he pulls the pin on this canister, and it starts to fumigate. And he just takes a deep inhale.
Didn't we tie them up?
You didn't have the chance.
Why did we go over this whole conversation about tying people up if we didn't tie them up? Alright, canister us, fuck us up, man.
All right. So he takes a deep inhale of this fog, and you recognize it immediately, though it doesn't affect you in any negative way. That's the anxiety pheromone.
The Mirai one?
The Mirai anxiety
Freeze the fuck
pheromone.
out? Oh. That's funny. Okay, Brindis is gonna just start laughing. She'll be like, oh, this is very cute. You know what? It's fine. Just take a long deep breath if it's okay.
And
she's gonna shoot with the dart.
yeah, and you see that his eyes dilate, and he says, "It wasn't for you."
I'm gonna shoot him with the dart gun because
Yeah.
I do know what that does, and she's not going to let it happen.
All right. And I got a roll for him too, so go for it.
Oh God, Dougler, why'd we let our muscle leave?
Because he jumped on the ship without us being able to stop him, which is honestly probably a good thing.
Okay. Oh, are we just doing initiative roll? Should I?
No, I was gonna keep his low initiative roll,
Okay.
but I've never gotten to do this mechanically yet, and you've never seen it in person. But
Let's get a time to find out.
yeah,
He's gonna freak the fuck out.
so this mutation that they have allows them to roll initiative twice.
Oh.
Rindus, you are tied with him.
Oh,
I'm gonna let you go first.
okay. I rolled to shoot him. I got a 1 and a 6 on there, and I rolled a 4 for the edge.
Okay.
The edge.
The
The edge.
His armor actually protects him.
Oh no.
Oh boy, that's gonna be great. Okay.
Move you above him. And... No, not that guy. This guy's dead. Reds are incapacitated. And there's only one green. Okay, so, you fire. I'm gonna say you kind of shout in surprise. Fire, take another edge. As when he opens his eyes, you see that his pupils have dilated. He's high. He has to make a resolve now because he might see everybody out of the room. Or she does. Okay. There is a very crazed look on his face as he sees nothing but red.
Alrighty. Yep, let's see it.
All right.
Come and get me.
Wait a minute, this isn't his sheet.
This isn't his sheet. This is anal sex.
Ah. Yeah. Rindus, you're in front of him.
I am.
But Fire's behind him, so, one or two.
I mean,
Did threaten him.
I shot him.
One or two.
I'll take
Two.
two, please.
Okay, I'll take one.
Okay.
Yeah, fuck me up, fam. I did shoot him. I think that it would draw his attention.
I'm very sorry.
Nah, hit me.
He cannot.
Piercing 3. Wow. Oh, it's a stiletto. Okay.
So he grabs a knife from his pocket. He starts seeing red. He lunges at you. I forgot to do a -2, but it doesn't count anyway. Because he's still groggy. It's fine. So you take a total of 3 damage.
That comes out of health first, not stamina, right?
Comes out of stamina first.
Oh, stamina first.
Health is
And
worse.
when I'm marking this is the first time I've taken damage in all of our episodes. How am I keeping track of where my numbers are if I'm ticking them down?
I do it on the tokens.
It takes dogs taking a fair amount of back. Ah!
Oh, you alright?
I'm okay. I just slipped up a little. Come on. Oh, damn you. You tick the boxes up from the lowest point upward.
That way you don't lose them.
Yeah.
Okay, so I
So-
took 3.
I suppose you could tick down, but I think it was meant to be ticked up.
Yeah, because I don't want to lose track of how many of the numbers I actually have. So.
Oh, I get it. Alright, yeah,
Yeah.
that does seem like a better way to do it.
Yeah.
I've been doing it backwards.
I've discovered that in any system that uses multiple health pools, it's best to do tick up. With the exception of systems where your health pools are also roll comparison numbers that have to be done as tick down. But I've never been overwhelmingly fond of that.
Yeah, I tend to not like multiple health pools anyways because it's so hard to keep track of like what my number actually is. Yes, it's a combination. I don't understand if I'm getting stabbed why my stamina would be going down, but it is what it is.
Yeah. In this case, it's because your stamina represents kind of the flesh wounds, the soft stuff, the stuff that's not really likely to start killing you. Once you're into the health pool, you're actually into potentially mortal damage.
Yeah,
Like stuff that's going to take a really long time to recover from.
It's the battered, bloodied, bruised of Old D&D. It's just the tiers of how much damage you're taking. I get that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But this
Different kinds of
this
treatment
this
as well.
blade comes at you, and your adrenaline is running fast enough that you're able to avoid the worst of it. He's got the crazy eyes. Buyer. He's got the crazy eyes.
He just stabbed my friend.
Yeah.
Let's backhand him with the CCU.
Okay.
So that is just a operate. And I get no bonuses from Sun Save because I don't currently have that because it's the top of somebody else hit right now. And want to put that all into damage?
Yoki, and his armor blocks.
Yes, I think that would be because normal honor, no weapon attack would be 1 damage. CCU would make that 2 damage. So then 5 altogether with 1 block. So 4 damage to him, I think.
What was the CCU's damage?
I believe it should be 2. If I am calculating this right.
It would be 4. So
4?
3. So yeah, so he takes 3 total because of his armor.
Okay.
Yay, Matt. All right. And then it is his turn again. Guess who it is this time? So you smack him over the head, and without missing a beat, he spins rapidly. And now there are 2 knives in his hand. And then let's see what this does.
Uh-oh.
I feel like he's gonna push that.
Ooh.
So that is a total of 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. That is a total of 8 damage. How much armor? Oh no, that's an armor penetration of 6.
Yeah, only one of our party members has enough armor to survive that.
Your CCU's glass shatters as he jumps on top of it, jabs this suit slitter into it, and then takes his boot and jams it down. How much damage does the CCU take?
It has a pool of 6 now, I believe. Because it was upgraded.
Its health or its armor?
Was the armor and health not the same thing?
Did you save a side action to potentially block or dodge?
I have not used a side action, so
Oh,
Can
you've
I?
Not, you've not had it. If you've not had it, wait. No, I think it was counted off from your next turn rather than saved from your previous. It could be. Yeah, no, it's count. You'd lose the side action for your next turn if you did.
All right, here's how I'm going to spin it for now. The CCU's armor is destroyed because the glass is shattered. You are exposed. And that's his turn. top of the order. He has to make another roll. Resolve. All right, he actually does have his wits about him this time.
Does Dog also need to make a resolve test given that time is passing, or?
Sure.
Okay. He passes his resolve test.
Okay. So Dog, you're sitting there, and after a moment, you're able to calm yourself down enough. You stand up. What is your plan? There is this little bud, this little.
No, he's going, oh my god, oh my god. His immediate concern, because he has probably, he has time to burn that thing, but his compatriots are surrounded by infected.
Okay, so we're just leaving this one here?
He's gonna be back to torch that thing. But for the moment, he might, throw some burning sticks down the hatch and run. And he's running back the way he came. The way that, he's guessing that the direction which he needs to go is somewhere along the burning trail of debris.
Alright. It's gonna be a while before you can get back, so I will let you know when you get there.
Yeah, I think he might need to make endurance checks because he's gonna be sprinting at full speed for a while. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, that's fine. On that note, Bayer, the pirate and currently in the claws, starts shouting in pain as the CCU starts spinning around, and he's still held, so he's going to struggle as well.
Yeah, I might just not fight him on that. He wants out, he gets out.
Okay, you let him go. He falls on the ground. He is prone. I'm going to say that is his turn. But there's now another loose pirate. He doesn't do anything otherwise. And then it's Dr. LaRouche's turn again.
She's gonna step back, reevaluate the situation.
How does opportunity stuff work?
Not sure. I'm just not going to be in melee range when I try to shoot him again.
Okay.
If there is an opportunity attack, feel free to take it, but she's not wanting to be right there anymore. Okay. Here we go. Actually, no, I'm gonna push. That's just
you cannot. You got one. Bayer, you see Rendis panicking, and it makes you nervous. Take another edge.
She's really panicking. She got her bad. Okay, sorry. That's the best I can do.
All right. Yeah. It is Berserker Pyre's turn. His dilated eyes condense a little bit, and he goes, "Oh, sorry about that. Wasn't myself." And he jumps off, and he's going to back away from you and start running towards Rendis. And I need Rendis to make a contested melee.
Hey, I'm good at those.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, I'm in danger.
Well, fucker.
All right, I'm gonna say he takes a little bit more damage because he's shaking a little bit, but he runs at you, and as he tries putting away one of the blades, he cuts himself, and you can see some blood on his hand. So he takes a little bit more damage. But he throws an arm around you, Rendis, and pulls you really tightly against him. And then he turns around and faces Bayer, holding the other knife to Rendis' throat, and says, "So, I'm really feeling it right now, so I need you to do me a big favor. not push my buttons. And I want you to grab that canister over there with that CCU of yours and put it on your shuttle. No. You're currently grappled, more or less. And he's talking to Bayer. He's trying to give Bayer some orders.
Oh, okay. I thought he was taking me like that.
Yeah. No, he's holding your hostage. Bayer, what are you going to do about that?
Bayer knows he can kill the doctor in an instant if he tries anything. And the CCU's really damaged. And I don't have enough for an edge break either. Checked. Buyers looks to him, looks to Rindis, looks to Container like, just don't hurt her.
Load it up and everything will be good.
So I have no idea how much functional the CCU is currently with how damaged it got with that.
Its armor's pretty shot. You're exposed. It's functional, but it needs repairs.
Okay.
So you're just gonna step on this guy who rolls out of the way, and you're gonna load it up.
They don't really have a choice at the moment.
Okie doke.
We're going to do it slowly and carefully. Because if you move quick, might startle him to turning.
Oh, he's gonna suffer one fuck of a shock.
Yeah, he's this is a mental shock though, because this is how well he can manage his berserk mode. And that was just for me to see what was going to happen at the end of this. So, in the interest of keeping things moving, this scene plays out where he's kind of like very, very shaky. Right, so you can feel the knife very close to your throat. He has his wits enough that he maintains enough of an awareness that he doesn't hurt you so long as that container is loaded onto your shuttle. Now, I want to give you the opportunity to make a decision here. Do you, story-wise, I'm asking you as the player, would you like to be kidnapped for this? Or would you rather get away?
The only way I could see her getting out of this is if she's able to talk her way out of it, which was what I was planning to try.
Okay.
I consent to being kidnapped as the player. I consent to my character being kidnapped.
All right.
We're in a bad situation, so bad things should happen.
Okay. So, I just wanted to make sure everything was copacetic.
Yeah.
So he kind of like backs up. He's very shaky. He doesn't seem to be doing too well. While his mutation is giving him a high amount of adrenaline, he doesn't seem any concern for the amount of sleeping toxin or adrenaline that is just probably running havoc on his body right now. But the container is loaded, and as he backs up with you, at knife point. He quickly shuts the door to the shuttle and does quickly bind you in place to one of the seats before he gets into the cockpit and begins to start up the machine.
Damn it, Bayer, why'd you leave the keys in the ignition?
And the shuttle is going to start to take off. And I feel like the next scene is Dog is running up the hill, and he gets to the top panting before he sees the shuttle fly overhead. And it is your shuttle. And as it starts entering the upper atmosphere, Bayer and Dog, you are reunited.
He got her.
You are hearing the most significant, heavy string of profanity out of Dog that you've ever heard as he is grabbing for his radio, and it is, I need immediate tracking on shuttle, number.
Starlight 1.
Yeah.
Got her.
It has been commandeered by hostile entities that are infected with the soul thief and organism. They've got Dr. LaRuccio. Require immediate pickup, as well as interception and interdiction of that shuttle.
What was your team name again? I forget. Galeawesome. That was your team.
Dog has been referring to them as Away Team 1.
Away Team 1, Galeawesome.
Yeah, because
he's just referred to as Away Team 1 is all he's using over the radio, because he's not going to confuse the personnel on the ship. They know what that means.
Yeah, so they hear the code red and are like, copy that, Away Team 1. Shuttle's being dispatched. As this scene goes on, the one pirate who is the least injured goes over to his comrades and starts taking care of them.
And I'd say that as the part of the long-term effects of the shock, Dog believes all of them are infected. So he's going to set about killing them.
Oh, this is fantastic. I like it. So you turn your weapons on them, and they hold up their hands, and they're like, wait! And you start just slaughtering them wholesale.
Way to be sure.
Burn the bodies.
Yeah, Bayer's not really responsive at the moment.
Burn the bodies, cover the crime.
Or in this case,
crime,
he doesn't.
They're infected.
Yeah, in this case, they're all infected, and he's just going to start he's going to basically whatever flammable material he can, he's going to start throwing it on the bodies and trying to light it.
Okay. I like it. I like it even more because it's such a great shock. And, yeah. Okay. So, they are all completely slaughtered. Just to be sure, Bayer, you see these people start shouting like, "No, we're not," and they just get mowed down. How are you feeling right now?
Bayer's not responsive. Their head is in their hands. They're just really, I'm sorry. I tried. I couldn't. Sob. grabbed her, and if I didn't do it, she would have killed her. I don't know if that distracts dog or not. Just
Does it? Okay. I'm going to roll a resolve check. And I'd say if dog passes, he might actually stop him from immediately going to kill them.
I feel like that decision's already made.
Oh.
I already put the X's on him, my dude.
Oh. I should have given Bayer more of a chance to respond to things.
No, I love this. Do not be sorry. This is fantastic.
The dog is okay. So he's paused long enough.
You're okay. So you're being sure. You're being safe. Whether they were infected or not, that remains to be seen. But you're taking precautions. No reason to be sorry about that, I will say. And it fits very well story-wise into the shock. So if you're all right with it, and again, I am just asking your consent. If you're okay with it, we can follow through. If not, I will rewind.
Oh, man. It fits very well into the shock.
If it makes you uncomfortable, we don't have to do that.
Yeah, I'll be honest, it kind of does. As much sense as it makes, as much as it's perfect for the situation, it makes me kind of uncomfortable to make a character who's otherwise, like, as well-meaning in the end as he tries to be. Kill people who are surrendering.
Yeah, I was gonna say, so one X card is drawn, so we're gonna pause and pack that, or unpack that. This is a question more of how do we want to go about resolving the scene? Are we going to rewind and readjust that? Is it a fade to black, or is it a let's not go that extreme of a route?
I need a minute, if you don't mind.
Of course,
no worries.
Take that, and we'll think about it and have an answer, or try to find an answer in a moment. But it's more of just proposing what we should do. I'm gonna put us up on break for folks that are watching, and we will come back after a moment to defrag and recollect.
Yep, absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be back shortly.